Welcome back to our class. Don't forget to subscribe if it is your first time to visit our channel. Phototropism in plants is the growth of plant in a response to light. So it could be positive or it could be negative. We are not talking about which part of the plant. We are talking about growth of plant. It could be a root, it could be a shoot. If it grows towards the source of light, then we say that is positively phototropic. If it is growing away from the light, then we say that it's negatively phototropic. When the plant part grows towards the source of light, it is called positive phototropism. Here is an example. You have the source of light, so the plant grows. You can see it very clear that it's growing towards the what? The source of light. So we say that this is positive phototropism. And then we are saying that you need to note that, number one, auxins are growth promoters. They promote growth. They promote growth. They increase the rate at which growth is happening. Number two, auxins are found at the tip of the shoot. You find them here at the tip of the shoot. Number three, auxins are diffusible substances. They can diffuse from one point to going downwards like this. Yes, they can diffuse. Number four, we are saying that auxins diffuse downwards evenly. When you put a plant straight up, it is gonna diffuse downwards evenly, in equal proportion. In equal proportion. These are some of the properties of these auxins, and they're going to be used when you're explaining the effect of auxins on the shoot. And then lastly, we are saying that auxins are sensitive to light. It means that they don't like light. They are being destroyed by light. Therefore, what they do, they have to move away from light. It's like if you don't have too much heat, what you do? You have to go to a shade. You have to go to where there is a cool environment. It means that you are negatively thermotropic. You are negatively thermotropic. You don't like the what? You don't like the heat. So that's what happens. So let's look at it in detail. So now, what is the effect of auxins in phototropism? You see what auxins have done? If you look at them, this is what auxins have done. If you keep on changing the light, then it keeps on, they can bend in any way you want. Why? Because it's supposed to follow the source of light. So basically, if you have auxins, you say that we said some of the properties found at the tip, diffusible substances, they can diffuse evenly downwards. They go downwards evenly. Yes, they are sensitive to light. But because now the light is in the middle, it is falling on the whole shoot equally, then automatically it means that this shoot is supposed to grow upwards. Let's look at it. What causes the shoot to bend towards the source of light or to go to the source of light? So, number one, we're saying that shoots, auxins are found at the tip of the shoot. When the shoot or stem is exposed to unilateral light, that's light from a single direction. Unilateral is one, it means one. It means one. So it means that when you say uni means one. So it means that light coming from a single direction, from one direction. So what will happen? Now this is the shoot. It's coming from everywhere. The light is coming from everywhere. But now we want to expose it from a single direction. Now, if you change this sun towards a single direction, meaning that this side will have more light, this side will have less light. So what will happen? We say that auxins are sensitive to light. They don't like light. So they have to migrate to the dark side. So you see that now they have migrated from this point to this point. Here you see that they were distributed equally, but now here they have moved a little bit from this side where the sun is, and they have gone to the dark side of the shoot. Then you're saying that auxins move or diffuse to the dark side because auxins are sensitive to light. This is what I've tried to explain, that they move to the dark side of the shoot. Then another one is saying that the auxins concentration will be high on the shaded part or the dark side. So it will be very high on this side of the shade, meaning that now, remember we said that these auxins are growth promoters. Yes, they can allow growth to happen at a very fast rate. So what will happen? It means that this side is going to start growing faster than this side. Why? Because here we have more auxins which allow growth to happen. Yes. So we are saying now, because this side is growing faster than this, then it means that this side is supposed to be elongated more. You see that it's elongating more. Now this side is going to be growing less compared to this. And then now the shoot is going to start bending. We are saying that the dark side will grow faster than the light side, or the side which has more light. So it means that this side which has more oxygen is going to grow faster than the side which has light. And then the stem shoot bends towards the source of light. So now you see that now it's growing towards the source of light. That's how these oxygens cause the bending effect towards the source of light. So you see them that it starts like this, then they migrate to the dark side. The dark side will grow faster than the light side. Why? Because it has more oxygens, and then the shoot will bend towards the source of light. Then now you have to know how to apply them. What about geotropism? Sometimes it's called gravitropism. Geo means earth, earth, a crust. In science, when you say geo means crust. And then it's gravity. So all of them, they are pulling towards the gravity. So you see that here, all of them, the roots are growing towards the gravity. It is the growth of plant in response to gravity. That is, it means that our stimulus this time is the gravity. Yes. So we are growing towards the gravity. When the plant root growing downwards, it is called positive geotropism. It means that it is positively geotropic. It means that it's growing towards gravity. So we are saying that you can see them here. They are growing, start like this, but they end up growing downwards. Note, you need to know this. Auxins are growth inhibitor. Auxins are growth inhibitor. In case of geotropism, geotropism work in opposite way phototropism works. We saw that in phototropism, auxins promote growth. It increases growth. While in geotropism, auxins, or in the roots, auxins inhibit growth. You need to know that. You need to know that. You need to have a keen eye on that. Then they're saying that auxins are found at the tip of the root. It's the same as the shoot. Auxins are found at the tip of the shoot. Then auxins are diffusible substance. We know this, that they're diffusible substance. And then auxins diffuse upwards evenly. In this case, for the case of the shoot, auxins diffuse downwards evenly. But for the case of the root, they diffuse. You see, this color is different. They diffuse evenly, upwards evenly. Upwards evenly. Yes, evenly, like in equal distribution. That's the meaning of evenly. So we are saying that. What are some of the effects? What is the effect of auxins on geotropism? So let's look at it. So we see that now auxins are found at the tip. They diffuse upwards evenly. Everything is right. So what will happen when the root is placed horizontally? So it means that you place it horizontally. What will happen? You see now you have placed it horizontally. Yes, the auxins move or diffuse to a lower side due to gravity. Due to gravity, now oxygen is going to pull them downwards. Yes, so it means that the upper side is going to have less oxygens, and then the lower side is going to have more oxygens. But remember, oxygens they inhibit growth. In case of root, it slows down the growth. Yes. So what will happen if it slows down? The oxygen's concentration will be high on the lower side than the upper side. As you see it here, it has more oxygen, while the upper side has less oxygen. The lower side, yes, the lower side will grow less than the upper side because the lower side has more oxygens, yes. So, and then oxygens inhibit. Then the lower side will grow. The lower side will grow less than the upper side. Because the upper side, there is no inhibition. The upper side will grow faster than the lower side. Yes, and then the root will bend towards gravity. So it means that it's going to grow downwards. Why? Because the lower side is growing faster than the upper side. and then we'll end up having the shoot bending to gravity. But now, sometimes we have the effect of Clinostart. Clinostart is just a small machine which rotates at a very slow pace just to remove the effect of auxins on both roots and shoot. It's a device which uses rotation to remove the effect of gravitational pull on plant growth. So basically, it resolves both the root and the shoot. So this is the Clinostart, how it looks like. It's put onto the plant, but it's not rotating. But when it rotates, it's gonna look like this. When it's not rotating, you see that the plant is growing upwards. But once it starts rotating, the plant is gonna grow straight without disturbance. Here you have the pot. You'll find out that you have a pot here. Yes, it is growing towards the source of light. There is no Clinostart at all. But now, if you introduce a Clinostart, yes, you'll find out that this Clinostart starts to rotate. When it rotates, now it means that there will be equal distribution of auxins on the shoot, and then light, even if light is coming from a single direction, still the plant will grow equally. Why? Because there is equal distribution of these auxins. So what are some of the defense mechanisms by plants? When plants are always under constant attack. Even human beings are attacking plants because they call themselves vegetarians. Yes, you are vegetarians, but you are attacking plants. Yes, so for example, like herbivores, insects, pathogens, because they are primary producers, they can be protected in many ways. Some of these ways include, number one, introducing of thorns. Thorns, yes. Plants are protected against herbivores by thorns or modified branches, and spines. Spines are modified leaves. They have thorn-like structures. They are piercing. If you look at them, they discourage animal by causing physical damage on the animal. So if you look at them, you can't pass here. Even if there is something which is nice this side, you cannot go and pick it. Look at a rose plant. It is surrounded by thorns. Yes, you want it because it's nice, it's beautiful. You want to get it, you have to go through thorns so that you can get it. Yes. So what do plants do? They have to modify their leaves into thorns so that they can do what? They can prevent them from being attacked. Then number two is chemical mechanism. The first one is mechanical defense. So by thorns. Number two is chemical mechanism. This is a primary defense mechanism. Basically, they are poison. They poison herbivores and insects to protect the plants against the pathogen. This chemical compound can also affect the feeding, growth, and the survival of herbivores, insects, and pathogens. And then these chemicals include phenolics, terpenoids, and alkaloids, also released under attack. They are released under attack. So what they do, in most cases, if you look at this, it is looking to eat these plants. See, these chemicals are being released. So basically, what these plants do, they release these chemicals so that they can kill these organisms, or they can scare away. The bad smell can scare them away so that they don't go and attack them. Discussion. Let's look at some of the questions, some of the questions. Here you have plant. We don't know which is the shoot with the root, but we have to know. Diagram below shows represents the growth response to different plant organs to external stimulus. It means that external, outside. Yes, could be light or it could be gravity, because that's what we have discussed. Part A. What is? You have A. I think it is a light. And then this is the shoot, this is gravity, and then according to the way how they act, and then this is a root. So basically, name the group of plant hormones that is responsible for growth response observed, which is auxins. So yeah, that's the group. Then there's name the external stimulus as external stimulus. At stimulus is one, stimuli if there are many. At A, A, we say that external stimulus, it's light. Why? We're going to see the reason, because the plant is bending towards the source of the stimulus. So it means that it is light. And then D, it is gravity. Why? Because the plant still is bending to the direction of the what? Of the stimulus. So give one observable reason why organ B is a stem. Why organ B is a stem is because B is bending towards the source of stimulus A. And then you're saying that explain the growth response observed in C. So it means that here you have to explain geotropism. That's what you need to explain. Just as, yeah, then be able to get the marks. Then they're saying that a diagram below represents germinating seeds. Assume that the radical premium were exposed to uniform light from all directions. So here is the radical. Define tropism. We say that is the plant response to a stimulus. Draw a label diagram to show the position of the radical and the premium in the seedling after 1 week later. Then it means that this one will be going upwards because it is exposed to uniform light, so it's supposed to grow upwards, while this one is supposed to be growing downward. So we are saying that oxygen influence the growth of stems and root. State where oxygens are produced. They are produced at the tip of the shoot and tip of the root. Describe the effect of oxygens in plant stem that is exposed to unilateral light. So you explain unilateral light the way we explained it, phototropism. In this case, you are explaining phototropism because they're talking about light. Basically, that's it. And then we'll be seeing you again in the next class.